Good evening, everyone, and welcome to week 4 of the Swiss rounds of the 2025 Zelda Randomizer tournament here on SpeedGaming 2. Tonight, we've got a battle between two who are at 2 victories, chessjerk and Shton. Hi, everyone. I'm LZ Cards Fan 23. Joining me on the commentary tonight, we've got Tracy M. A big matchup here tonight between two 2-1 competitors looking to get their 3rd win and get themselves into a good position to make it to the bracket stages.
Actually, the 2-1 games this week are all really big. 3 wins does guarantee you a bracket spot.
There you go.
So the winner of this race will be guaranteed a bracket spot. The loser is still going to be in pretty good position because they're still going to have 2 wins and 2 more weeks to get that 3rd win. You want to get that 3rd one because the 2 and 4s, only a few people are going to make it out of that bracket. So here we go.
Yep, we are starting in a very interesting spot. It's 1 screen east of the Forgotten spot, and we have Wizrobes on the Overworld. This could get nasty, Tracy.
Well, it's going to be a tough overworld, but does mean the less nasty enemies are going to be in the dungeons. We do have Guerrilla as well, which always are better in dungeons because the sniper crew is out there. I do like this route that Shton's taking with we're going to check the Grave Armos and probably screen scroll into the Death Armos. chessjerk had a little bit of trouble getting his screen scroll, so maybe going to do... looks like he's actually headed towards start.
We have a little bit of a discount on the blue candle, but look at that premium. That's a 80% premium on those bombs. I sure hope this is not a poverty seed.
Yeah, we'll see. For me, the first quest overall, it takes a lot for me to call something a poverty seed. I'm talking like low single digits, 20-something and a 50-something. And even with that, it's still first quest, so you're going to get more money in your 3 large secrets than the second quest would have, even in 1 large secret. So these guys are going to be able to afford anything they need to buy.
Okay, so first quest Gravestone does not push. What about the second quest Gravestone? That one does push, and we've got our first money, which is 6. That is not good for a small secret.
Not great.
Distribution, we have 4 small secrets, 7 mediums, and 3 large. And you were alluding to it. Our medium secret is vanilla at 30. While that seems okay, that's below average considering that the range is 25 to 40. We need to see a pretty good large, or these runners might have to be playing the pick and save game.
Nah, 30's plenty. We got plenty of small secrets. Medium secrets. We got plenty of large. Okay, 58 is pretty bad.
That's a poverty seed.
That's I
will
not. It takes a lot lower than what we're getting here. It is pretty bad. It's below average, but I don't call. It takes like a 1 on the small and a 20s on the mid for me to call it a poverty seed. I'm not worried about money. Besides, if you're not going to buy a blue ring, these guys aren't going to need it. There's going to be plenty of money for them to do what they need to do.
Well, we'll see about that. We'll see what kind of prices we have for maybe, the jewelry, keys, if it boils down to it, potions, if it boils down to it. Meanwhile, we've got CJ finding level 3, a potential clear room, but without a weapon, there's nothing we can really do in this room right now. So chessjerk is going to try to explore the rest of this. All the rest of the doors are open. Well, you can forget about that one. We got a Chevy room, so that's a ladder block, so no bombs for CJ.
Yeah, those bombs would be nice.
Shton gets their first take any cave. They both have picked up the heart container. That means our runners have a 1 in 3 chance of picking up the white sword item if they can find it. CJ is heading for the Death Armos screen. That's where your blue ring shot would be in vanilla. Money-making game, we may see our runners play money-making game considering what our secrets are, but we'll see. CJ,
I mean, the money-making game is really good. If it's
look at this! Can CJ get to it? Yes!
Yeah, we're not worried about money. No one's buying
Not nearly as much now because we've got that red ring, Tracy. It quadruples your defense. Shton picks up a medium secret for 30.
Yeah, he'll be really happy to see this red ring as well. I don't know that either one of us even going to think about buying a blue ring. This is definitely, I don't agree with the term poverty, but this is definitely not money you're looking at a blue ring unless you really, really need it. And we don't need it because we're going to get a red ring, so it's going to be fine. And our candle went down, our arrows went down, so the stuff we need to buy, we're going to be able to afford it. In fact, CJ could go buy that candle right now if he wanted to.
It's probably a good idea because, I think we found some door repair penalties, but they found them when they're bankrupt. And that's the time you want to find them on because there's 9 door repair penalties that will cost you anywhere between 15 and 25 rupees. And we've got Pole's voices in the overworld. Watch out. Luckily, he's got that red ring, so they only do half a heart of damage instead of 2.
He ran into one, so yeah. Really good that he had that.
And look
red
at
ring,
this.
he would have been dead.
Shton is buying the blue candle. Good purchase there.
Absolutely. I mean, we have a ton of spots blocked by candle. Not 100% guaranteed that you need the candle, especially if we have, say, a 5 Triforce seed. But you want to get that as early as you can, because you don't want to be skipping those spots early on. And we haven't gotten bombs yet, so there's not a lot to check if we're not burning down bushes.
Right, and we have to see if we can take down anything with a candle, because you have your range. That is not a door repair penalty. That would be a hint that tells you either about the magical sword location or what the white sword item is. Can Shton? No, he's picked off on the Death Armo screen. That's exactly. That's a rough one for Shton. Hate to see that.
I'm telling you, Gurias on the overworld, just absolutely the worst. They're going to snipe you with that boomerang. It's a 1 heart. With no defense. So, yeah, that's a tough screen, but it looks like he's going to go right back to it.
Meanwhile, CJ finds their second take any. Gotta have heart. That's now a 2 in 3 chance of picking up the white sword item.
Yeah, ideally, you don't even want to find that white sword item at 6 hearts, so you don't even have to think about it. But yeah, it'd be nice if we found it now and was something nice and something we could pick up.
Yeah, CJ, I think, is going to check the other Armo spots, and got to watch out for those whiz robes. And there's the wood sword behind the 30, and Shton does get the red ring back on the second attempt. So, yep, good move there for Shton to go back, get their red ring. So didn't lose all that much time. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, especially as he went right back to it. There was no, it wasn't that far from their start screen. Actually, their start screen is fairly central to everything, which is kind of nice.
Ooh, CJ finds level 9 first. How many Triforces do we need tonight? 7 out of 8.
7's a good number. It's a pretty popular number for runners. You still get a little bit of choice, but not a huge advantage necessarily for either one of our runners. I'd say CJ maybe is a little bit the favorite, but when it's 7 Triforces and not like 5 or 6, you don't have to worry about that situation where you're going into 9 and you've got 3 dungeons maybe you haven't found yet and you're looking for those silver arrows.
We found a blue Goma in level 3, and Shton, rather than try to do some pirouettes to clear the other locked doors, decides going to back out for now.
Without the sword, I think that makes sense. You might make a little more of an effort if you have the sword, but no guarantee you're going to be able to get anything done without the sword.
Absolutely not. CJ is going to check our coastal item. Is this even randomized? That is, by the way, our heart. Speaking of items, the hearts are not in the shuffle. However, the floor heart containers could be on the staircase, which means your regular items could be a floor drop in each dungeon. So, yep, I don't think we're going to see our runners come back there anytime soon unless they do a screen wrap.
I would normally say the same thing, but this is chessjerk we're talking about. He's going to grab that.
Bruce, yeah. Siege, if anybody's going to get that heart container, it's definitely going to be chessjerk. Yep. So we do see that Recorder Lake in second quest is one of our take any roads. We see that the power bracelet spot is another one of our take any roads. I
like getting those take any roads taking up spots that I would have to check later. So yeah, 1 recorder spot taken up, 1 power bracelet spot taken up. That's a good thing.
Meanwhile, Shton has found level 2, and again, not going to do anything with no resources here, so going to keep looking for that wood sword. He's now on the right track. Yep. If he goes 1 screen east and south of Monocle Rock, he will find it, but he's taking a little bit of a detour. Blue ring rolled vanilla, but we don't have to worry about that. We've already got the red jewelry rocking for these runners.
All right. Yeah, and it's funny thing about this, that Armo spot, that's actually one of the spots that we discovered with some research and some testing. It was one of the spots that the wood sword wasn't actually spawning ever, and that's been fixed. So I kind of need to see that does work.
I still want to see that 255 rupee blue ring, but that's another story for another seed.
I've seen it. Back when I was buying blue rings, I've absolutely seen it.
Hey, look, no clips, no dids. But again, that's another story for another time. Here's our map for level 4. Looks like a kite. That's Charlie Brown's kite right there. I'm telling you right now, it is all battered and torn.
And this room could push, so we might be able to get an item here.
Yes, it is true, and it's not segmented, so this would be your item or it would be your heart container if this does push, but it's a red herring.
Yeah, and guess what? No keys, we can't go any further.
No, we cannot. That is a hard lock right there for CJ. Gonna have to come back when he's got some keys or the any key.
And that key price, all I saw was the one to start it. It's the expensive key, so hopefully that's not what we're gonna have to buy to get into level 4.
Yeah, and back to that situation. You saying this is not a poverty seed? If these runners have to, well, okay,
there's 62.
That cheap key, that's a good price. That's a good price. We will take that. Okay.
Again, when I say, for me to say poverty takes a lot. This is not a good money seed.
No, it's a poor money seed.
I'll go poor. Yeah,
it's the opposite of an LOZ approved seed. We put it that way. But in any event, now Chester with all these bombs, going to check Monocle Rock. Does not bomb tonight.
Nothing there.
We find a door repair penalty.
All those spots that are first or second quest only have about a 1/3 chance of opening up. Sometimes it feels like some of these spots never open up, but it was proven that everything is getting opening about a third of the time. Monocle Rock today, not opening.
Nope. Here is level 6 now for CJ, and that is a very big dungeon under this algorithm as Shton finds the wood sword, so now he can go to town on combat.
Yep. We got red Lionels in here, which, with the red ring is not going to be too bad. You still take a half a heart, and you still got to be a little careful, but not a terrible enemy. Our worst enemy is on the overworld with the whiz ropes. We do find a staircase. We'll see if this is a transport or an item or a heart.
This is going to be difficult with all these blue Lionels shooting at him. It's a half a heart damage every time you hit, but nice maneuvering there. That will be the transport which CJ will take. It's not going to be that easy, Tracy, as Shton now finds out we need 7 Triforce pieces to go into level 9.
Yeah, these, and another key door. Of course.
And by the way, blue Lionels rolled maxed 8 HP. You have your base HP, and they can roll anywhere between plus or minus 2. Nice Canana key there for CJ.
Sadly, it meant he wasn't able to pick up the bomb pack, but he will be able to go back and get the map, and we get a key on the other side. Oh,
ooh,
my God.
It's a segmented level 6. Have fun. Oh, and hello, Patra Win. And here's a key.
Yeah, I think CJ. Yeah, just pick up that key, check the start area again.
Now, it is on the smaller size of a level 6. It's 28 rooms, but the fact that this is segmented, this is not going to be the most fun level 6 in the world. As Shton now has found the taken roads, and one of them does lead you to Death Mountain, so I'd say solid any roads, B.
Okay. Anytime you get one taking you to Death Mountain, definitely a plus. Also, they did take away those 2 spots, this power bracelet spot and that recorder spot.
I would have loved to have seen something in the southwestern area.
Yeah.
That's why not an A.
Yeah, the southwest area right now is pretty far away for our runners.
Yeah. Shton does find out about the heart container on the coast. We'll see if they do pick it up later on. Nice ferry drop there. CJ getting beams back. So this is required, no choice. You have to either clear this room or you have to know how to block clip. We never require our runners to have to perform tricks, but it certainly does help, Tracy.
Absolutely. Now, the problem is we might still have to clear that room for a floor drop because that room does drop in level 6.
Correct. Well, we've got a Triforce and we find our heart container. So unfortunately for CJ, gonna have to go through every item that potentially could have a drop. Now that floor item, whatever it is, we know it's not the heart container. It might just be there ripe for the taking, or we have to full clear that room.
He's going to make a decision. With level 6, it's not uncommon for runners to say, you know what, I'm going to make the game tell me I need to come back to level 6. But it looks like he's not, at least not immediately picking up that Triforce. Maybe see what's on the floor here.
Also, the orange Lionels rolled up too. They do not go down in a bomb. They rolled up to 5 HP. Shton finds another take any, and with 6 hearts, I don't blame Shton for this decision. It was behind 2 Q7, and I believe that is all of our take any caves for our runners.
Let's see. Yeah, if he's picked up 3 hearts on take any's, and then the potion, that would be all 4. Because I don't think he's gotten it. I don't think he's gotten a heart out of a dungeon. Now, CJ still has some take any's to find.
Correct. So right now, both runners are guaranteed the white sword item, whatever it is. Now, another thing about the item distribution, important items cannot be in level 9, as Shton doesn't have enough money to buy anything here. That means you won't find the bow, the raft, ladder, power bracelet, or the recorder in level 9. Those can only be in the first 8 levels, as that's the other transport staircase that CJ will say no to. But hello, Patra Wayne. Luckily, he's got that red ring.
Yeah, unfortunately, this room can drop, but I think CJ is going to make the game tell him that's the place to go and not fill that back right now.
Squishy orange moblins go down to just one wood sword hit.
Yeah, they might actually even go down to a boomerang, but we can't test that without actually having a boomerang.
That is correct, because if anything rolls to 0 HP, you can kill any enemies with a boomerang rather than your sword or a candle. But we have got a door mugger room, and CJ's going to fork over 2 keys. Does not want to give up the hearts. We'll see if Shton ends up doing that when he gets to that room.
Yeah, it's actually, this is kind of bad for Shton in the sense that, I mean, he's in level 3. So, you know, we'll assume that there's not going to be a mugger here, which, you know, could be. Shton will pay the heart, but unfortunately, without having seen the white sword item, if he doesn't get more hearts, that could stop him from getting the white sword item. I do like when the muggers roll to 2 keys. I think it's actually reasonable to pay the keys when it's 2. When it gets to 3 or 4, it's a little more dicier to go ahead and pay that.
Well, if you have the any key, it acts as a free pass, and then it's the mugger who is out of luck. But unfortunately, we don't have the magical key as of now. We got a mixed bag in this room as Shton not finding anything. Again, we had some blocks there in that level 3. Shton tried to go back there. No dice. He's doing the pirouette strats here. Still nothing here. CJ spending a lot of time here in this level 6, and this is... Again, this is where the Gamblematic 9000 could come into play, Tracy. You could see a situation that there's an important item here in level 6, or there's not an important item here in level 6, and Shton might have to make a decision down the road.
I mean, CJ's making the decision to dig it right now. I think CJ's a little more likely in general to not go for level 9 early. It doesn't mean he won't here. Clearly, he wants to know what's in level 6 at the very least, and he's running out of rooms.
There's the compass, which she doesn't need, but we have a ladder block, so if the item is there, he's going to be out of luck. He's going to try to find a workaround. No dice, though.
This might be the point where he calls it, but I don't know how much of that little, of either tail. I want to say that first tail on the right might have been where he did that Kanana key. The one on the left, I'm not sure we've seen much of, so we'll see what he decides to do.
We see a lot of Gibdos here in level 3 where Shton is right now. Still no item for CJ.
Yeah, this room is terrible because of the BMOS.
Yeah.
It's generally not too bad, but yeah, when you add those BMOS going after you, yeah, that's when...
Oh, a clock's nice, though.
Clock is good.
Oh, I'll tell you what's not good. This room that CJ's in right now, that's got 8 blue Lionels that are lagging the room. And there's the Triforce. He found the compass. It's one screen to the south, but Shton is looking for items. There's a key. Will he play 2-door Monty? No, he will not.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not close to start. Otherwise, a save and then use a key to, and if it's the wrong answer, go ahead and retry. Fortunately, 3 is not really close enough for that to be a great play.
Nice find. Shton does find a heart container, so once he finds the staircase, that's going to be our item here in level 3. Shton is going to try to find that staircase.
And CJ doing a nice job of clearing that first blue Lionel just to find another one.
Yeah, absolutely crazy how many blue Lionels we've seen so far in this level 6. And he's on the half tile, so he doesn't have to worry about the beams there. Nice refill on the bombs for CJ. Shton having to do this room again, unfortunately, so does get a heart container out of that. Nice job clearing that room. So right now, looking for that staircase, looking for that item. He's hoping it's something good. Now, decision time on 2-door Monty. Do you go north? That's where he's going. He's going north. And that could be a right decision because I see that there potentially is a workaround. There is a workaround.
Yeah, I like the going north because with the non-randomized start spot, a lot of these dungeons have rolled to be very straight up and down. So in general, you're going to have better luck going north than you're going to have going east or west.
Bad luck there. Shton was in a diagonal room, which could have pushed and revealed the staircase, which would have had his item, but that was another red herring. We got blue darkness. Got to be careful here. A lot of HP could roll to up to 10, and they do half a heart of damage with that red ring, but did get a heart drop from that Gibdo, so has a little bit of a buffer. Getting that potion ready just in case. Nice killing, and this is not segmented. Oh, this looks like level 1 with a tail. That's what it is. Level 1 in second quest.
I mean, it's missing one room at the top, but otherwise, yeah, that little tail,
Mm-hmm.
little bunny tail on the
Yep.
left is exactly.
Very close. So unless there's some kind of block, should get access into that level. Shton, low on health. CJ is done with level 6.
Didn't even take the Triforce.
Didn't even take the Triforce.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got Danger Noodles. Luckily, we don't have to do anything in here. We just got one more room to the right, and we'll see if our staircase is here, and it could be.
This probably is it.
Yeah, give those. Nothing that Shton can't handle here. This shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Now that we don't have a BMOS, right?
Yeah, this should be, still has to be careful. He only has 1 hit to give, as they will do a half a heart of damage, normally 2, without the jewelry. Just gonna have to be very careful here. Hope for a heart drop. Doesn't get it, so just gonna have to be very careful with this last one. Should be okay. Lost him for a little bit, but does get a heart, a little bit of insurance. Let's take a look at our item here in level 3, and it is the wand, it looks like, or is it the recorder? I can't tell by his sprite set.
Let me see. Let's see. I thought
Bottom
maybe
right.
it's either the wand or the white sword.
That's not the white sword.
It's not the white sword. Definitely not the white sword.
It's the wand. Yeah, that's the wand.
It's got to be the wand. That's probably my favorite item. It's really good for combat. It's going to make his...
Yep.
When he goes into level 6, he's going to be able to half tile shoot those Lionels with the wand. And the wand is great with the Lionels.
Definitely. We did see that the door per penalty was 15 rupees, so at least it did roll to the minimum. Checking 1Q5 here. That's a potion shop, but no letter. But look at this. Shton finding level 1. There are 2 items on the floor, and of course, a heart container. One of those could be in the staircase, but level 1 tends to have a lot of locked doors, so that could be potentially a problem for Shton. But, hey, a key right there. You'll take that.
Yeah, sometimes one will also give keys, but it does like to take them for sure.
Yeah, with that one, it's going to do 2 HP of damage to many of the enemies. There's your compass. So Triforce is 1 room to the north. I might consider bombing to the north here and saving that key, but Shton is going to use that key.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised he didn't bomb to the north because this is level 1. The only time the only walls that won't bomb or if Zelda's room is around, if there's a right side stair, or if you're bombing down into an old man. So that thing's gonna bomb up for sure. But you know what? He can still do it. Just because now this he would have still had to use his key to go north here, as it turns out.
Speaking of the letter, it's in the forgotten spot. CJ has it now.
But yeah, so he'll be able to go around and get to that Triforce room by bombing up, and instead of using the key to go to the side. But yeah, still down to 1 key, and I've seen at least 2 other key doors. And it looks like he's gonna spend this one.
Let's hope it's the right decision for his sake. And nothing. Yep, that's a big nothing burger in that spike trap room. But hey, a power bracelet. So that's one of the items.
That could be a great item if it covers a level, or it could be a terrible item because he'll waste time looking at 7 spots.
Meanwhile, CJ finally finds it. It's the wooden boomerang. That is your other floor item. So Shton doesn't even have to find the staircase and is going to just duck out of level 1. May come back later if we need more Triforce pieces. But yeah, that's a bust of a level 1 potentially if that power bracelet does nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a TBD. But yeah, I don't know why he didn't go, again, just like chessjerk didn't go grab the Triforce in level 6. Shton didn't grab the Triforce in level 1. It's got to be accessible with a bomb.
I just found out that's breakfast because you've got your croissant, you've got your banana.
There you go.
We're in some parts of the country. Hey, it is breakfast time, so I mean it makes perfect sense. You know, we've had our French races in the past before, so a quick homage to that potentially. But meanwhile, CJ's found level 8. Shton finding level 7.
Yeah, it looks like they're both gonna do some of it. Shton is gonna hope this pushes, or drops a key. Either one.
Well, there's a clock, but it's like, oh, you want this clock? Why don't you just take me down? It's another red herring.
Yeah,
We've seen a lot of those tonight.
And I mean, with the dark nuts, if you can get under them with those blocks, you don't even the clock's not gonna help you by the time you get around to it. You can much faster to just hit the dark nut from below.
Certainly, indeed. So again, 2 items here, but level 8 tends to be quite large. Now, if it ends up not being so large, then we know level 9 is going to be a behemoth. You know, speaking of behemoths, the other night we did have in tournament play, folks, the 64-room brick level 9.
We did, and considering how small some of these level 9s have been, that was really funny to see the full 64.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a first in Zelda Randomizer
It
tournament
is
history,
not.
but
I call
You
the
did?
rookie rumble. Yeah, I called the rookie rumble race. I believe
Wow.
it was JP and I think it was McMonkey was his opponent. We got the full brick in rookie rumble too.
So there you go. All right. So CJ finds a double river rooms and with no ladder, nothing to do here. Shton's back now in level 2. Again, still no keys, so we're going to have to bomb. So I'm thinking he's going to, pirouette.
That'll work.
Well done. So CJ finds the transport staircase, and there's the silver arrows on the floor for Shton. That is our item here in level 2. So that is half of the puzzle pieces we need. We don't need to go on a wild goose chase in level 9. So now we are looking for the bow, and we'll be in Triforce and Go mode.
I mean, we might need a ladder. We might need a world blocking item. But yeah, you don't necessarily worry about those until the game tells you that you need them. Although the ladder is a little scary if you're going into level 9 without the ladder. Now, the good thing for chessjerk is I don't see him missing those arrows.
Wow.
With a 7 Triforce level 9. I don't see him not doing level 2. So he's going to get those arrows too. So he's not going to be looking at 9 either.
By the way, there's been a lot of keys here in level 9 as way off the mark, unfortunately, for CJ on that manhandler. Yeah, and this is a segment to level 2, by the way.
Yeah, not supposed to be a staircase here. So
leaves the old 10 pin. But does pick up the spear and gets 2 bomb drops for his troubles. Very nice.
Well, the first bomb drop was the manhandle bomb drop, but the second one was a drop on the floor. So
you're right about that. Can save that for later. There's your map for level 2, fairly large at 16 rooms. Is this a segmented level 8? There's one of the items. It's the book. That book is not insignificant. While it doesn't act as an atlas this season, it does act as our translator. So now, if we find hint shops, CJ with enough money could purchase some very useful hints. Remember that all hints are helpful. Now, whether they end up being useful for CJ, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, we saw the hint shop on Shton's side in the Deadwoods. CJ has not seen that yet, so it might be a little bit before we see any hints.
So now we still have, there's the Triforce for CJ, but is going to look for that second item. And CJ's like, nope, I'm just going to see if there was anything in that room. Saw nothing, saw a locked door, going to grab the Triforce, and I would imagine he's going to bail. Yeah,
without the map to level 8, I would bail too.
Yeah, because you have to play Hyrule's favorite game show, Find the Bomb Hole, and the producers 9 times out of 10 win and take away all your bombs.
They sure do. Level 2, on the other hand, just seems to keep giving us bombs.
And there is your quote-unquote large secret for 58. But hey, now he's got enough money to purchase those hints if he were to find a hint shop. He may want to save and then retry, get his money back, and save him for the other hint shop.
He's going to see him very soon. The hint shop was in what Fury dubbed the cheater screen, which is the one you use to screen scroll to avoid the Lost Woods maze.
Nothing wrong with that. Again, you're not required to have to perform these tricks, but it certainly does help.
So we'll see if he buys them right away, or if Shton wasn't in there long enough to see what the prices were. We'll see if CJ buys them right away, or if he goes ahead and does a save for a retry.
All right, so CJ is heading for the Deadwoods right now, and this is going to be level 7 for him. 105 rupees. One of them is in Death Mountain, so a decent price. That 60 is pretty annoying, but the other 2 are pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait just a second. That's a pattern. You notice that? 60, 35, 10. 25 is your multiple.
Nice. Yeah, the nice thing about that one is that one's close to your start spot, so that one's definitely a save scummable hint shop. So I don't imagine that the 60 rupees is going to matter, because we'll just retry out of that one. But CJ is going to be in a situation where he's going to find that first hint shop, and it's going to be very awkward to save scum that, so he may just pay the money.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Shton finding some money here, another medium for 30 rupees as he's now exploring Death Mountain. I think the only level we haven't found yet is level 5.
Sounds right. Between the 2 runners, CJ is still looking for levels 1. I think he saw 3 earlier.
Yes.
Before he had the stored.
Right. We are checking. That's a door repair penalty, and that's minus 15 for Shton. So level 5 very well could be blocked by, your power bracelet, your recorder, but I want it to be RAF blocked.
RAF blocks are always fun.
I'm glad
Never mind if we'll do the RAF block.
I'm glad somebody else advocates for the RAF block, because I'm a huge advocate of the RAF block.
Nice to make it useful every once in a while.
Absolutely. CJ is still bombing his way through level 7. Hello, Blue Land Molas.
Yeah, and unfortunately he doesn't have that wand yet, which is great for land molas, especially like the book for the fire.
2Q9's a no.
I swear is made for land molas, because they don't show up until level 9. You don't get the book until level 8.
That is true. Yep. 2Q9 on Shton's side did not bomb, but has made his way back to the Take Any Roads and back to Recorder Lake in second quest. So CJ is looking for the floor item here in level 7. He would love to see that bow or perhaps that ladder. Gliok returns at the grave. That does not help him. He already knows about level 8.
Been there, done that. Thanks, game.
Yep, so it's, yes, all the hints are helpful. Whether they're useful, that's another story. And so far, that's just not been the case for CJ.
I actually like to say truthful.
Truthful.
They're not lying. They're never going to lie to you. But
correct, because, we do have a flag sometimes, deceptive hints.
Yes, we do. Which is a very interesting flag set. During the random percent tournament, there was actually a seed I called where we didn't know that the hints were deceptive until we got into level 9. They lied to us about, I think it was about either Zelda's position or maybe about where the silver arrows were.
And here's your map for level 7, and a fairly large. Oh, look at this ladder on the floor for CJ. Huge. That's a huge find.
If he wants to get that heart, and it's CJ, so he probably does. He's not too far away from being able to just do a world wrap to pick it up.
By the way, Shton's now in level 6. If he finds that floor item and it ends up being the bow, this could be a problem for CJ.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, I want to say CJ cleared everything that wasn't ladder blocked, and Shton still doesn't have the ladder. On the other hand, Shton is able to go through this much faster as he's got that wand.
And he could plow through this room. And again, you said that this was a drop. This potentially could be, your item potential. And he's going to clear this room. We didn't see CJ clear this room at all. And if this ends up being the bow, this really could be a problem for CJ. Let's take a look here. It's a key, but that'll help. He had no key, so he'll take it.
Shton needed that.
Right, so,
he absolutely needed that.
So 31 rooms for level 7. So in this algorithm, that's kind of on the bigger end. So level 8 will be a little bit bigger than that, but if it's not too big, we still could have another shot at that brick for level 9.
Yeah, I can imagine that happening twice in the same tournament.
I'm not holding my breath, but that would be awesome. Now, Shton found the heart container and has gotten the Triforce out of level 6. Now, CJ didn't grab the Triforce out of level 6. We'll see if Shton decides to go back in. I would imagine, no, he's going to pass. We'll find out.
I mean,
yeah,
it's a big dungeon.
I don't disagree with this move. Hopefully for these runners' sake, that is not where the bow is, because both runners would have to go back and go on that wild goose chase. So
yeah, and I think the item is either in that Chevy room we saw or the room next to it. Because I want to say CJ cleared everything else up, like you said, that one diamond staircase. But we now know it's not the diamond staircase. So
no,
it's likely in one of those other spots, and it may be CJ's plan to go pick up that Triforce later.
Yeah,
and if he's still looking for bow, he knows where to look for it.
Absolutely, indeed. CJ finds a clock here in this Dark Nut room, so he'll be able to clear this out. He will have to block clip if he wants to take care of the other one. Did roll down to 3 HP, so that's not too shabby.
Yeah, it'd be great if he had that wand. You just kill him in one shot with the double tap.
Correct. That's exactly right.
Get to 3.
That's how you do the Patra fights. You want to do that one sword tap that'll do the maximum amount of damage to those surrounding eyes, and of course to Patra himself. Chance for bombs here for chessjerk here with these Gibdos. He doesn't have any. That was your 10 in a row right there. There's a clock drop, which...
Yeah, he's not getting a bomb.
No. Because that is your... Yeah, that's the 3, because your bombs are in the 1, the 6, and the 8. When you ever see the clock in the bomb dropping group, you're at 3.
Okay, so he's just going to take the transport instead. Maybe that'll get him closer.
That's what he's hoping for. Shton going to check to see if... Ooh! Do you suppose level 5 could be there?
certainly
Oh,
could be. We
could
haven't
be
seen any
indeed.
hints.
Nope.
So, yeah, those ladder spots. I like. I mean, his bombs are kind of low, so I don't know that I would have done that. Sometimes I'll bomb those open ahead of time to see if I need to come back to them. I usually do when I have more than the number of bombs he has. But if he's already done West Death Mountain, he's gonna do East Death Mountain.
Yep.
He might, and I think he's even done the middle, so he's gonna have enough bombs to get to the rest of these. And he's gonna go ahead and check the arrow to see if that's anything.
Yep, that's where you'd find your magical sword in second quest. We'll see if it pushes. No,
Nope,
it does not
tonight.
push. I'm going to check 1Q9 and the potion shop.
Yeah, a little annoying that you have to leave the recorder spot behind. That's
No,
a spot to get back to, but
neither level 9 spot blew up today, so just the potion shop remains in this area. And there's your level 5.
Okay.
So power bracelet not required tonight. Raft not required tonight. Recorder not required tonight, unless of course we have a dig dogger block.
I think at this point, Shton's seen all the levels. I'm pretty certain you saw level 8. And
Yeah.
that's
So
not good for Shton. That's a ladder block Triforce, so we know he's not getting the ladder here.
now, actually, you know what? I say that, but there's still a possibility that those items I said weren't required could be required. What if the white sword item? Well, there's the recorder here in level 5 for Shton. What if the white sword item was blocked by one of those? How cruel would that be?
I mean, only if it's the bow.
Yes.
But then
yes,
that would you still need to keep looking.
Of course.
Oh, there's the Triforce for chessjerk in level 7. He is going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to do reverse Triforce order because he skipped the 6 and now he's got the 8 and the 7.
Oh, that would be interesting if he did this whole thing in reverse order. I don't think I've ever seen a runner do that because there's a category. I do believe there is a category in Zelda where you get your Triforce pieces in reverse order, and of course in the right order as well. Or at the hints. Dig Dogger gazes with the recorder. Now that's old news to us, but that is good news for CJ.
Yeah, CJ didn't know that, so that's a good hint for him.
Korea grumbles with the ladder. That unfortunately is old news.
But if Don gets that hint,
yes,
that would be good for him.
Final hint for 30. Step over the water to reach the white sword.
Okay, it's not the heart container, so it's not the hint for the item on the coast.
Okay.
So that tells me there's a really good chance that white sword is in level 6.
Yes, it tells me that the white sword is ladder blocked in some fashion, whether it's in level 6, level 9, something else. That remains to be seen.
There's a Chevy room in level 8. We never did get the second item out of 8, so it could also be in level 8.
Yep, absolutely right. CJ finds the compass out of level 1. Now, Shton was in level 1, did not pick up the Triforce out of that dungeon. Might have been out of resources, or it might have had some kind of requirement. We'll see if CJ's able to find this Triforce.
It's bomb and key block because it's level 1. CJ, we saw the key door and the going up that he opened. Didn't bomb up to the Triforce, had the opportunity to bomb up to the Triforce, but it's level 1, so it's guaranteed to bomb up.
See, that boomerang could have come in handy for Shton there because now he finds himself shuttered and he's going to leave.
So CJ not going to bomb up. That surprises me.
I agree. What's with people afraid to bomb level 1?
CJ's only got 1 bomb.
Oh, that would make sense.
Now it makes sense if you only have 1 bomb not to spend it that way. But is he gonna?
He might spend it here.
He might be on account.
Oh yeah, he's trying to set up the moblins to be bunched up. Yeah, that's it.
Nice bomb. That was really
great count.
This is going to be a heart because we saw the items, but CJ will pick it up.
And he'll take it. Yep, it's CJ. He's definitely got to have heart. So Shton in level 8, taking a different path, but his resources are dangerously low. Did pick up a couple keys. Remember, level 8 ended up being a key bonanza for CJ, so I would expect the same here for Shton, but that 1 bomb is concerning.
Oh, absolutely. And, sometimes these bigger dungeons are good to dig just because they're going to give you keys. CJ's going to pick up that Triforce. I don't know if he goes back in.
So that's where it was. All he had to do was full clear that item room, that heart container room, and Shton would have the Triforce right there. Yeah. So interesting.
He never even went into that room. On one side it was key blocked, on the other side it was bomb blocked. He didn't bomb up. I remember you even commenting that I'm surprised he didn't bomb up into the Triforce room. And then we saw this key door, and he was going to have to. You wouldn't want to use this key because it's level 1. You're guaranteed to have that bomb up. So.
By the way, bad news. Zol's rolled up because they normally go down with a white sword or wand. They don't, so they rolled a 3 or 4.
I'm telling you, I wish there was a flag set that kept the Zols and the Vires at vanilla HP.
Talk to Fred about that.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know about Vires. We won't know until somebody tries to use a bomb on them if they rolled up or not, because 4 HP is your base value. No,
I mean they could have rolled to 3.
3, but that
didn't roll to 2. So.
No, unfortunately. So Shton gets another key. Yep, power bracelet obtained for CJ, so put that one on the board. This is where the wooden boomerang is. I don't think we're going to see CJ pick it up, and no. Burn it. Come on, you want to burn that thing. I know.
I mean, I'll usually pick up a boomerang on the floor. I wouldn't go down it's late enough, there's no way I'd go down the stairs for it.
The thing is, it's too late in the race. Usually the later in the race, the less effective it is for runners.
Sure. It's just
oh my goodness, look at the price. That's the maximum price for that red potion right there at 88.
Fortunately, it's not like the blues were much cheaper because 42 times 2 is only 84. It would have been a save $4 for it.
It's not much of a savings, and it's above vanilla as well, so disgusting.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately for CJ, that means he's going to need a little more money before he can buy the other set of hints. He might not actually. Well, okay, the other set of hints might tell us about the bow.
Yeah, we still need to figure out that bow because, right now, how it stands. The bow could be in level 4, could be in level 6, could be in level 8, or it could be our white sword item.
All right, where are we going now, CJ?
He's got another manhandler. I mean, it's a sensible move. He'll get his wand here. And Shton not even going to bother with the bombs. And I don't blame him. He's only got 1 bomb left. Gets the bomb on the floor right there. So now he's got 5 bombs to play with.
Yeah, it's that red ring combined with the white sword and the wand makes that not too bad a fight. Now, if we were still on no ring, that gets really dangerous.
Yeah, forget about that. As Shton finds the book, which will go ahead and pick up. Now, because he's got the wand, anytime the wand makes contact with walls or enemies, they will burst into flames. Some people like to use it as a long-range red candle, but a lot of people will tell you it's more of a hindrance than a help. But more importantly, Shton will now be able to understand what the Hylians are saying.
Yeah, so it depends on the enemy. Anything you're going long range, these Vires in particular are really good for the wand. The Lionels in level 6 are really good with the wand. But as soon as you have to do melee combat, say a Dark Knight, or even worse, a Patra, then you really don't want that wand fire. I don't mind it so much because of those enemies, but if the book isn't doing other things for me, I'm not going to pick it up. I
wonder if Shton is going to do the same thing that CJ did. This is exactly what CJ did. Went down 1, decided not to play Find the Bomb Hole, and may grab the Triforce here and then bail on level 8. We'll see if that's what he's got in mind, or if he decides to take a chance here and see if maybe he's going to keep going.
Actually, it's kind of the opposite of what well, no, CJ went down 1, and I think we had just seen the spider room from Shton.
Yes,
so he's going in a different direction.
Shton did the same thing, though. He checked that room down, backed out of it. I thought he was going to grab the Triforce, but he's going to keep looking. It could pay off for him. We'll see.
I mean, he needs this to be a bow to pay off.
Oh, absolutely. It's got to be the bow. It has to be the bow.
It could be a bow. It could absolutely be the bow.
There's another key guarded by Manhandler. They have more keys. This is not one that I believe CJ saw, so we'll see what happens. Dodongo dwells near the desert. Not a useful hint for CJ there. He's just looking for his wand, but his health is getting low, so he's going to have to be careful here. Nice clock drop there. We'll now go to the right, and oh, shoot. And that's just bombs. He's going to have to. Now, this is where having that wand is going to really come in handy because he can get out of this room.
Yeah, he'd have to up A without a ranged weapon here, so it's good that he has that wand.
Definitely. So coming in handy there as Shton will continue to explore here in level 8 as we find that manhandler, and he's just going to say, I'm out of here.
Yeah, we already picked up a key there, so there's no reason to necessarily kill it.
I wonder if Shton's backtrack. I wonder if he's now going to go after this Triforce here. It's looking like he's heading that way.
Yeah, at some point you got to cut your losses and just pick up the Triforce and make the game force you back here.
I want that bow to be an 8 now. We'll see if it ends up being the case.
Yeah,
Shton is done.
If I'm right, and that walk over the water hint is referring to the item in level 6, there's a pretty decent chance that level 8 is going to have that bow. But I think we still have the item in 4,
Correct. We never found the item in 4, so that very well could be your bow. We also, of course, still haven't seen the white sword item, and we're running out of spots here in Hyrule, and I'm starting to believe that this white sword item very well could be resource blocked by some means.
Yeah, I don't know that we have. I mean, Shton just got the recorder, so we haven't seen a lot of recorder spots. So there's a good chance that it's under the recorder. I think he's done most, if not all, of the.
Hints. These are new hints.
Yep.
Aquamantis waits with power bracelet. Old news for both.
Old news for everybody.
CJ's got the wand out of level 3 for 35. Step over the water to reach heart container.
There's the coasting. Always there.
Boo!
One I want to get rid of.
The final hit for 60. The Dongo dwells with the silver arrow. All useless hits. So our hints are absolutely garbage tonight. These runners are going to have to earn it. I love it.
Well, CJ hasn't found the silver, so if he gets the hints before he gets the silvers, that one will be useful to him. Don hasn't found the ladder in level 7, so if he goes and buys this other set of hints, that's going to be huge for him. He's going to know to go back to 7 to get the ladder.
I mean, white sword could still be a 9. I mean, I know it says step over the water to get the white sword, but
yes, it could.
It still could be I want it to be a 9 just for the lulz. But here's the other hint shop, and Shton's not going to really get too much information.
That could be huge.
Right.
And given that we only
that's huge for him. Yep.
Yeah, I would go get that ladder. Now he's going to hope for a bow hint. He's not going to get it. He's going to get that walk over the water for the white sword, which, yeah.
Yep, so Shton now knows got to get to level 7 if he wants that ladder.
Yeah, and again, ladder might not be required, but I would still go after it in level 7 because it's not comfortable to go into level 9 without a ladder.
Yep, I think it's possibly required because again, level 6, we didn't full clear that. There were a couple ladder blocks in that dungeon, so there's a possibility.
That could be our bow. We haven't seen the Triforce out of 4. We know the Triforce out of 5 is ladder blocked. All it takes with the 7 Tri-Seed is one more ladder block Triforce, and that would also make the ladder required. I
agree. Right now, CJ, I would say, holds a very narrow lead. Hi, Zelda's room, by the way.
It's going to be really interesting to see what he does after this level 2. He hasn't found level 5 yet. He hasn't seen that second hint shop, but he's not going to be able to afford it anyway. It turns out that hint shop's not going to help him it's not going to be a big deal if he doesn't see it. The one hint that would have been useful just became unuseful now that he's found the silvers in 2. So, he's going to be able to get the... he's going to be able to get the Triforce out of 5. He'll be able to get the recorder out of 5. And he's going to be down to that second item in 8, that white sword item, the item in 6. One of those is going to be the answer. Now, here's an interesting idea as well, that we do know that there is one ladder spot open. That could even be our white sword item, which would be interesting. And that would also fulfill the walk over the water hint.
I just realized something here. This room that CJ's in, is the Triforce ladder blocked?
You know what? I bet it is, because Shton didn't pick it up.
I'm thinking it is too, because never got it. This is the room. We're gonna have to clear these 3. It's not. Okay, there is a workaround. G just didn't find it.
Okay, fair enough.
CJ does have the Triforce out of level 2, also did get the silver arrows, so he's now 2 Triforce pieces away from being eligible to go into level 9, but again, he'll need to find the bow before he can go there, because you can't kill Ganon without the bow and silver arrows. Both runners have the silvers.
Yeah, and interesting, so chat's saying that it was key blocked.
Okay, and Shton didn't have any of the keys at that point, but now he's got the ladder. Oh, hi, 4-headed Gleeok.
Yeah. So
this is not free with his health situation.
And he's doing it up and down, and as it turns out, on a Gleeok, I don't know if it's true on other enemies, but on a Gleeok, you want to be hitting him from the side if you're trying.
Oh my God, that was close. I think he was down to his last hit. CJ back into level 4.
But yeah, he was going up and down. You want to be doing that from the side.
Yep, agreed.
Gleeok, it's not even, I think, just a better strat in general, but the fact is, you won't get the hit from both the sword and the wand unless you're going from the side. It turns out that if you do it from the front, you're only going to get the wand damage, so it's a little less.
Right, the 4, 6, 8, or the white sword item could be the bow. Now, we could go back, find out which one did not take away our money. Could find out a hint regarding that white sword at this point, the white sword item.
Yeah, I believe one of them is relatively near star. I don't remember where the other one is, but yeah, that would tell us. Yeah, that could tell us the white sword item, and if they marked it, that'd be a
heart on the floor. Oh shoot! Well, you gotta CJ not have heart this time, CJ.
CJ wants that heart, but I don't know if he's willing to spend a key for it. We'll see.
No, I don't think so. But we'll see.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either, but I'm not CJ. So, anyways, so the Triforce, more Triforce is being guarded by Gibdos here. This will not be your push block because of the shutter door. Shton right now just looking for this Triforce here out of level 7.
And here's the item in 4.
Bang! We don't have to worry about keys anymore. The any key is our item in level 4, but that is whittling down our options, Tracy. Is it 6? Is it 8?
White sword.
Or white sword.
So I think if I'm CJ, I need one more Triforce. I maybe just go to 6, get the Triforce there, and see if the item there is the bow. I could also see if you mark down where those hints are for the white sword item, for the potential white sword item hint, I would check that. And then he hasn't found 5 yet, so that's also another option. He doesn't know he does know the recorder's there because he got a hint for it, didn't he?
Yes. Now also the raft is somewhere in 4. It's either 6, 8, or white sword item. 2 of those items are the 3 spots that I just mentioned.
That's right. We have not seen that raft yet.
Yep. So the raft has to be in one of those spots. Again, that also very well could be your white sword item. If that's the case, it's useless because that is not what we're looking for. We are looking for a bow here to complete our journey. And it does look like CJ might be on his way back to level 6.
And if it turns out the sword is if this is the walk over the water for the sword, that's a good item too. I certainly I don't see CJ turning that down. But he's hoping to score the bow here.
There you go. Score another Triforce piece for Shton. That is number 4. CJ didn't pick up the Triforce in level 4. At least I don't see it.
I thought he did.
Okay, maybe our tracker's getting a little bit rusty here. Not the tracker itself, but the software, I should say. Not our tracker. Our tracker's doing a very good job tonight here. A special shout out to OpnoPoint doing all the tracking tonight here in tonight's Zelda Randomizer race here on SpeedGaming 2.
So CJ's going to clear this and get a key that and the funny part is, like, CJ after this, even if he'd gotten the key, he would have been exactly the same as if he hadn't, because he can add a key the next door he found. So.
Shton went back to level 1, just got their Triforce piece out of there, so now they've got 5 Triforce pieces to CJ's 6. Okay, so if he gets his Triforce and the bow is there, he's going to be in the catbird seat. There's the Triforce, which he didn't grab. Shton back to level 2 now with the ladder.
Clean up.
Gliak returns with a book. Well, thanks a lot, old man.
Thanks,
All right, so we are still looking for this item here in level 6, which we do believe is ladder blocked, according to what we have seen from both of our runners up to this point. Of course, there is Patra.
We do have a Patra, and this is where you really don't like having that one fire.
Yep, makes the fight that much harder. Not to mention that you also have the Expandopatra as well. So you really got to nail your shots. He's got a couple down, a lot of them down.
Yeah,
all right, got the master one down, so that's good. This should be free, and it's a key.
Just a key. So, I think we're down to the ladder blocked locations.
Yeah, bow cannot be in 9. Important items cannot be in 9. That's your bow, your raft, ladder, power bracelet, and recorder. As Shton gets their 5th Triforce piece, or 6th, I beg your pardon. So now Shton 1 away from being eligible to go to level 9, but we are still looking for that bow. It's going to come down to who can find that bow first. Imagine if Shton goes to 8, and it's there.
No, he's going to go to 4 first. Or maybe
and I don't blame him. I mean, 4 is the smaller dungeon. I mean, it makes the most sense that he would go to 4. It's just not going to be the right one for the bow, but it would get him his any key.
Yeah, I mean, at 3 keys, I don't think he'd be unhappy to find. Yeah, it is a white sword. Remember,
wow, there's your step over the water.
Over the ladder. Yep.
Wow, so there you have it. Your step over the water. CJ gets it. CJ's in the catbird seat. He's ready to go to level 9. He just needs to grab the Triforce piece. CJ in position to go 3-1.
Also, just want to point out that he gave us an over/under of 12.5 hearts. I took the over.
Oh, you're losing.
I'm losing on that one.
Pay the Hylian books. Shton going back to level 5. So
he knows exactly where the Triforce
guess what? By process of elimination, I hate to stop you there, we now know the rest of our items. By default, Raft has to be an 8, which leaves our magical boomerang and red candle as our items in level 9.
So CJ, not going to get that white sword. At this point, definitely a huge advantage, unless a Dig Dogger decides to be nasty to him in level 9. That's the
always
thing
a
that would
possibility.
take Shton back into this.
So ladder was indeed required to complete tonight's seed. You just had to get there to find the item out of level 6. So Shton at this point, I think, is heading to level 6, and if level 9, we call level 9 the great equalizer for a reason. If level 9 has a lot of Lionels, this could get interesting.
Well, they both have wand with wand fire, so the Lionels aren't going to be too bad.
No.
It's the white sword. If this were a Wizrobe, if there are Wizrobes or Dark Nuts, then that white sword I think makes it much bigger. What do we have? So far we have gels.
That's not too bad.
That tells us nothing.
No. There's a key, which could help Shton. That's another thing that could make this a great equalizer, is no any key for Shton out of level 4.
Yeah, and this is why I'm surprised he didn't go to 4 instead of 5, because he needs one more Triforce. It doesn't matter which one he picks up. Why not pick up the Triforce from the dungeon you don't have the item in and find out what the item is?
Oh, I think he might be backing out. So he's got his Triforce out of 6. I mean, he has his Triforce pieces, and if he goes back to level 4, unfortunately for him, it's going to set him back a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he'll get the any key, which will be good for him. But yeah, then he'll know for sure. Has he found level 4? Because he's still checking overworld spots now.
Maybe he hasn't. I thought he did find it, but I could be wrong. No, he's never found it. The chat points out that he never found it. Only CJ has found level 4. So if he's looking for level 4, unfortunately, it's just costing him time here. There's your magical sword, but you need anywhere between 10 and 14 hearts. Forget about it. Not happening tonight. Nope.
CJ could pick up one more heart in the coast, and he still wouldn't have enough to even try.
All right, so 6 sets of transport staircases. I'd like to see 7 if we have a segmented level 9. Very rare to see a segmented level 9, but they do exist. I can tell you that much.
They absolutely exist. Fortunately, at some point, I believe Fred made it so you can only have the one segment. I believe it breaks the game.
If you have more, that's too bad. But I get it. If you have a triple segmented 9, the legendary triple segment, it breaks the game, and then we can all blame Fred.
But yeah, in this situation, if I'm Shton, I'm absolutely doing the dungeon. I know there's so many overworld spots left at this point.
Yeah,
all those recorder spots.
I get he doesn't want to check 6 because 6 tends to be a very large dungeon. It's just unfortunately not going to be the right move for him.
There's still a little money left over.
And somehow he's got 253 rupees after all of that. We called this a poor money seed, and somehow Shton's made it to 253 rupees. I cannot believe it.
We didn't buy a ring. We didn't buy any keys, even though maybe it might have been a good play in this seed because we were very key blocked early. We had to buy arrows. We got
Dark Nuts. This is not exactly free either. I mean,
if this had been like the Moblin set, that would be much nicer. But we bought we bought arrows and we bought candle. We haven't seen a bomb upgrade.
Ooh, we never saw a bomb upgrade in 5 or 7.
So we never really had anything to spend our money on, as it turns out.
Absolutely not. Nope. So right now, he's looking for the single shutter door room that when he full clears it, it does not open. That's where Zelda's room is. He's also listening for the roar. If he hears it, then Ganon is one room adjacent to where he is in any cardinal direction.
And just not even going to bother clearing this. We may or may not get to see the map. In a combat,
there's 4 for Shton.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, he's going to find his any key. Yep.
Yeah, he'll be happy about that, but he's going to know he's got to go back to 6. But
or 8.
Combat heavy
in
9,
his mind, he could think though 8 as well.
Yeah, that's true. In this combat heavy 9, you're not going to clear as many rooms for the map, so it's a little less likely we're going to pick up that map.
Well, we did hear Ganon, by the way, on CJ's side. Just now has to find a way to get to that room now. With the wood sword, he's going to need 15 hits.
Only really makes a difference if you can't get a stun lock.
And now,
here we go.
Here's Ganon. Oh, in Ganon's room, no less, so this should be a pretty trivial fight. 15 hits are what is needed to take him down. A Hyrule Driver will cost him 1 heart. Trying to go on the right side. Trying to anticipate the Matthew Mc... but... spawning left. Tricking our runners here. Now he's got it. He's got the stun lock. Yes. It lagged a little bit, so unfortunately I haven't been keeping track, but it doesn't matter. Down goes Ganon. We've got Bacon. He's got a Triforce of Power. So now he's looking for that single shutter door room that automatically opens, and CJ will be a winner tonight and punch their ticket into the bracket stages.
All right, there we go. That was a little bit of lag there going on.
I was watching through the actual stream. They didn't notice it, but on our end, we got some major lag, and now Link is going really fast on CJ's side for sure. But Shton finds the any key here in level 4, so I mean that's a fine pickup and all. Yeah, but now he has a decision. Yes, he does.
I mean, I would do, I'm pretty certain he has the map out of 6, which would send me to 6.
Oh, what a big hit for CJ. Kidnapped awaits in southwest quadrant. Ooh, so now he knows where to head for, but how to get there, because this level 9 forces you to go to the right, which is very rare.
Yeah, sometimes when it forces you like that, Zelda's room is right next to it, but we're starting in the southeast and she's in the southwest, so that's not going to happen this time.
I think he's going to want to have to find a transport staircase or just find a lot of ways to go to the left. There's some bombs, so now he's got the full complement of 8. So he's going to look to try to go as far west as he possibly can.
And look at this, Shton is in level 8.
Oh, man, just all the wrong decisions, unfortunately, for Shton.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
I get it, too.
Your opponent hasn't finished. You may be thinking, well, hey, let's go to the place that he's less likely to go and hope that's the answer. But unfortunately, it's not going to be the answer tonight. He's just going to get a useless raft.
Yep, I mean, absolutely useless. I mean, it could have docking fees for all I know.
That's what the raft likes to have, those docking fees.
Yep, the docking fees is what, as I like to call it, or the docks that pay you.
The door repairs on the raft spots are never fun.
No. But right now, CJ finds himself bomb blocks. He's going to have to find another way. So he's going to go to the left here from the bomb hole he created. And again, he's going to just try to go left if he can possibly do it. So he's going to try to bomb to the left or to the south. South works. Oh, this is good.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yep, that shutter door opens. Get your GGs out for chessjerk. He is the winner tonight, moves to 3-1, and will qualify for the bracket stages of the tournament. Well played.
Official race time of 1:01:54. Looks like Shton's at least going to go for a little while longer. Maybe at least try and find this item out of 8. We'll see if what he does after that. Because at that point, he would know for sure that the bow is in level 6.
Oh, definitely, indeed. I mean, Shton played a good race, and this was relatively close. It came down to who's going to find that bow first. CJ ended up finding it in level 6, and that ended up being the ticket here, as we now have chessjerk here in the commentator's booth with us. Congratulations, GG. You moved to 3-1, and you qualify for the bracket stages of the tournament. How you feeling tonight?
Thank you very much. I'm feeling pretty good. I didn't feel good in the first, 20 minutes of that seed, but I don't know. I think the disaster that was the first time through level 6 ended up being what it was, but that may have encouraged me to come back later and may have been what
I think that was a big part of
led me to victory.
Of the situation.
So, so sometimes it all works out in the end.
Yeah, there were no hints regarding the bow. Ended up being in level 6. You ended up finding it. Unfortunately, Shton making the incorrect choice of going back to level 8, so you ended up winning that coin flip. The white sword was the white sword, and it was ladder blocked. It was in I believe it was in either the 2Q8 spot. No, I think it was the screen next to 2Q8.
It was one of the two spots. I don't remember which one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those two spots. So
yes.
It was walk over the water for the white sword.
I remember that.
It literally was. Yeah,
remember that fondly.
Wrapped in 8, we know that by process of elimination. Level 9 ended up being garbage, just red candle and magical boomerang. But that obviously was inconsequential. Everything you needed was in the other dungeons. Go over the seed. What else do you want to talk about in regards to what you just played through?
Well, I'm currently counting up my uncleared overworld spots.
Yes, there are a lot of them.
A lot of them.
I'm in the 40s, and I still have some left. So that's definitely one of my. I mean, obviously we all remember my infamous 60 screen dig for level 9 from
last
way back
year.
when,
Yep.
when I went 60 for 60 and checking all the spots for level 9. But
Dang, 60 for 60.
Oh, it was so impressive. I recommend you. I don't remember. Was that?
That was you. Well, I think it was one of your races. I want to say one of your races against TA in the semis.
That sounds right. Yeah, I was thinking it was like game 2 of the semis or something like that. It was a thing for sure. But obviously, looking, when thinking about the dungeons, I mean, I didn't find level 5, and I got a hint that recorder was there. So I'm thinking, okay, as long as recorder is not required, I'm good. I mean, I was also concerned when I got the hint for level 2. It said a desert. I'm like, so I got what, 1 check that's desert, and the rest are recorder.
Recorder block,
yeah. Was the one next to start. So that was
39 rooms, by the way. This level it.
Oh, is it? Oh, gee, yes.
That's huge.
But,
yep.
Yeah, but I mean, you often hear runners talk about, I always feel behind, and that was me, digging level 6 the first time with, not enough resources. But then you find the bow where it was, and I thought, yeah, I don't feel as far behind now, because that's a horrible spot for the bow.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely is, because you needed the ladder to get that out. Because you had almost full cleared it.
I didn't. I full cleared. That was my last room. I didn't check to see if you could bomb from the top.
I thought you did. I saw
that and I thought, okay, it's possible I could have had it the first time through. I don't remember if I actually tried that wall or not.
I thought you did.
I thought so too.
I won't say with 100% certainty because I've been wrong about such things before.
Hey, there's your dig dogger block.
Oh, it's a dig dogger block in the raft.
A dig dogger blocked raft. That is funny. This had potential of being a chain reaction seed. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's a red herring.
So CJ, I do have one issue with you. I believe you cost me a little bit of money. I took the over.
Yeah. How disappointed were you that you only finished with 8 hearts tonight? That's got to be a career low or near a career low.
In my defense, Jess rolled the seed. Jess always rolls garbage, right? This had some garbage in it, but overall it really wasn't that bad. So
is Jess someone who...
Yeah, I'll give props to Jess for this one. Jess, this was not your best work. So
I suppose you could say that Jess rolls heartless seeds.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Wizards in the overworld, garbage money. I mean, that's a lot of a combination.
Yeah, I mean, the overworld was terrible. Overworld had what? Bunnies and Wizards.
Yep.
And Gurias. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the underworld was the place to be in the season. Luckily, I didn't have to check much of the overworld to find all the dungeons I needed. So
Gurias are the worst because they're the biggest difference between dealing with them in the overworld versus the dungeons. So
especially when you have 3 hearts.
Show up on when they
we
show
know
up
the blue Guri is cheap.
Yeah, they sure do.
They read your input.
Got that early red ring.
That was yeah.
You needed that.
Yeah, I like how I screwed up my first screen scroll on the very first screen. It's like, I'm gonna go check Grave Armos, and then I didn't screen scroll. Like, all right, whatever, fine.
Well, I mean, look at your death counter. Nil. You were perfect.
Yeah, sometime. Well, I mean, it should have been 1 because I went into that Patra in 6 with 2.5 hearts, and found that the Patrites were very beefy, and I took 4 hits. I'm like, all right, I'm about to die. Let's just go. Yeah, whatever. That was my goal.
Yeah, if it doesn't show up on the counter, it doesn't count.
It does not. It does not. You can't prove it.
Nope. There's a heart container. And then here's going to be the raft.
I lost in hearts.
Look at where it was.
Pardon me. Pardon me. Where I forfeit this race. Yeah, I got to
Yep,
forfeit
and
this race. I lost
there's
the
the DNF. Finds the wrath, and he's done. I can't say that I blame him. He has to go back to 6, get the bow, and then he has to do 9. We never even saw the map to 9, so we have no idea what that looks like.
Not a brick, though. With how big level 8 was,
No,
definitely not a brick. No. We do have Shton here in the commentators booth with us. GG, valiant effort tonight. It was a battle to who's going to find the bow first, and unfortunately, level 6 had the bow tonight. That's where you needed to go. Now, we believe the item was ladder blocked, but we're not 100% sure. There's a little bit of controversy on that, but in any event, that's where you needed to be to
I'd say it's bad
it.
memory.
Yeah.
Or not trusting our memory might be the better
But,
word.
I mean, you were in this race until the very end. I mean, you both had your 7 Triforce pieces, so, you were both eligible to go into level 9. It was just a matter of who's going to find the bow first. Ended up being CJ, but again, you kept up with them for much of this race. Kind of got off to that rough start. You took that death to the death Armos screen where the red ring was. I mean, luckily, you went right back to it, so it didn't cost you that much. But go over the seed with us, Shton.
Well, first GG's chessjerk. I mean that's an impressive time.
I got lucky because that 6 was terrible.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking ladder block in the 6. I was thinking I knew it was on the floor, and I didn't want to go searching for a floor item in 6 unless I absolutely had to. So
Nobody does.
I think it was when I got to 7 Triforces. I didn't know where 4 was, and so I went to 6. Poked around in there, and then remembered that it was a floor item I was looking for. So I left and went and looked for 4, found that wasn't the answer, and then I knew I didn't have the heart and one of the items in 8, and I thought, well, there's a chance that the stair item would be easier to find in 8 than...
It turns out you really needed that map, which you have right there, because you saw where it was all the way on the eastern side of that map.
Yeah, and when I was in there it was a ladder block map, and it was one of those deals where when I went back, I didn't mark. I mean, I saw that I'd been in that one room to the right of entrance, but didn't mark that I hadn't cleared it, I guess. So, I went searching all around and then realized, oh. So anyway,
in case you're curious, the bow was all the way in the top left corner of 6. I mean, I went through the Chevy to get to it, but I never tried to bomb. I mean, it was not in the top left corner, but one down from there. I'm not sure if you could bomb down from there. If you could, then it was not ladder block, but if you couldn't, then you had to go through the Chevy to get to the bow.
Okay. All right. Well, I expect the same is true for you. I was in 6 pretty early. I think it was one of my first Triforces.
Oh, yes. Oh, I skipped the Triforce looking for items, and then I almost died to Patcher. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'll come back later.
I knew that was going to be the last one I was going to go back to,
and I would have done the same if I had gotten the Triforce. I would have done the exact same thing.
So yeah, but I mean, I probably get beat anyway. But yeah, if the bow was somewhere else,
if the bow was an 8 and not 6, I mean, this race very well could have turned out differently for you, Shton. Because again, like I said, it was very close because you were both in the same situation. You both had your 7 Triforce pieces. It was just a matter of who was going to find the bow first. Now, I mean, to your disadvantage, unfortunately, Shton, you hadn't found level 4 yet by the time you were ready to make that situational decision. And unfortunately, ducking out of level 6 and going to level 4, that pretty much put a dent.
I mean, I went to 6 because I didn't know where 4 was. And
it made sense.
If it had been a stair item, I would have stayed in. That's
sure.
Why.
That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely a fair point. I mean, sometimes you have to make those decisions, and it wasn't meant to be. I mean, if Raft ends up, or if the bow ends up being a level 8, and CJ, would have taken a long time trying to find it on his end, this race could have ended up very differently.
Yeah.
That is Rando in a nutshell.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. That's right.
I do also have to shout out you, CJ, for paying the 2 keys to the mugger instead of the heart. Isn't it nice when it's 2 keys, not like 4? And aren't you so glad it's never 5 anymore?
If that had been 4 or 5, I would have. I mean, 4. I mean, I had 4 keys, so I thought.
I don't think I had 4 keys.
The last time I had a similar situation, I paid the heart and I immediately found like 5 keys in the any key. So I thought, okay, I have 4. I literally picked up 4 keys in this dungeon.
You literally made the right call.
Yeah,
and then it ended up being just fine. So it's all good. I learned my lesson. I mean, I think I learned my lesson also when I got to 8 early, after spending 8 years in 6 and not accomplishing anything. And then I got an item, I got the book, and then I found the Triforce. I'm like, okay, you're done in 8. Get out. You wasted 8 years in level 6. You're not doing it again in level 8, and that turned out to be the right move. So I feel.
And
good
if you're
about
wondering where
one of
level
the two
5 was,
decisions.
CJ, because you never needed to go to level 5, potion shop next to 9.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if you had that
That's,
marked on your
You
map, but
never-
that's where it was. You never went there.
I don't think you
That
touched
is a
any
spot.
of Death Mountain.
I never. I mean, there was an any road up there. That's the only spot.
Yeah,
I
okay,
checked
you
clear on-
saw one screen.
Yep,
There
I
you
saw
go.
one
There
Yeah,
screen.
there was
There you go.
also, and also there
And
were
then-
hints there, which at the time that we saw them, you hadn't gotten the silver arrow. So the silver arrow hint was there, but I don't think anyone was missing those silver arrows sitting on the floor in level 2.
Not
if
a
you missed the
chance.
silvers in the seed, then you somehow didn't end up with a candle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Although the candle unlocked what? 2 other dungeons. So
At least 2, maybe 3.
You needed a candle for sure. So
Yeah.
that would have been impressive. That would mean maybe you're colorblind and can't see blue on the floor. I don't know.
There you go.
Oh man, wouldn't that be a crazy idea? Or maybe this is already in there. Invisible items.
Oh gee,
Oh,
don't
dear
give
God,
Fred any
no.
more ideas. No,
Oh, I
that's
want to
a-
give him an idea.
That's a bad idea.
So
Very
you have
bad
to
idea.
you have to listen for the drop sound, or you
That
have to
already
know.
happens to me.
You
That
have to
already
know where
happens to
drops
me.
are.
The thing spawns right underneath me, and I have no idea what I just picked up. That already happens.
Maybe you need different sound effects if it's an item versus a rupee versus a bomb.
Yep,
Or...
yep.
Yeah, why
There
not?
you go.
Why not?
I'll be okay with that. That'd be interesting.
Sure, why not? Make it happen. Anyways, GG's to the both of you. CJ, as I mentioned, congratulations. You are moving on to the bracket stages no matter what. Obviously, you'd like to improve your seeding going into this. So best of luck to you in week number 5. And Shton, you are now 2-2. You're still in a pretty good spot to make the bracket stage. You just need to get one more win, and you will see yourself through to the brackets as well.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, I can squeak out one more. The competition's been tough. I've gone through a gauntlet. So I'd say hopefully I could get a little bit of an easier wheel draw, but I don't know that there are any. So
No,
the wheel
no.
takes no prisoners.
Absolutely not. Yep, the wheel of misfortune, as they say.
There's also 91 really good players on the wheel and me. So whatever.
Exactly.
about
That's how you look at it.
that.
That's how you look at it. Well, GG's to both of you. We wish you best of luck in week 5, and again, congratulations, CJ. Moving on to the bracket stages.
Thank you very much. And GG, Shton. That was a very interesting seed, and maybe I'll face you again at some point in the future.
I look forward to it, and thank y'all for the commentary. I always love getting a restream, so appreciate y'all.
For sure. Thank you all very much.
All right. Good luck to both of you on the wheel in the next weeks, and in brackets. We will see you there, CJ, and hopefully you too, Sean.
Thank you.
Please make sure you give both of our runners, chessjerk and Shton, a follow. Absolutely tremendous performance tonight. They will be back in week number 5 with Shton trying to punch their ticket into the bracket stages, while CJ trying to improve their seeding going into the bracket stages. Now, for now, that is going to wrap up our coverage here on Speed Gaming 2. I think there's a race in progress right now on Speed Gaming 3 between Magic Friends and Chaos Finale, but there are, looks like 6 races tomorrow night. We'll see if we can get some of them rescheduled. We've got Tall Maple and McMonkey. We've got Crimson Avix and DK, Spatter 9999 and Rando Runner. We've got Vincent 246 and Dr. J. We've got Stags 28 and Equations 19. And finally, Thorwolf and Bogey Small. 6 races. Check your local listings for when and where those races are going to be. Any final thoughts, Tracy, before we say goodnight here on Speed Gaming 2?
No, again, GG's to our runners. Thank you to OpnoPoint. Trackers always are MVPs, always doing a great job. Thank you, OpnoPoint, and thank you for joining me, Laz.
Absolutely, my pleasure. And for everybody here on Speed Gaming 2, for my commentator partner, Tracy M., I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you again tomorrow night for more exciting coverage of the Zelda Randomizer 2025 main tournament. Good night, everyone.